Why is it so hard to walk away, even when something doesn't feel right? You can feel it quietly in the background like something is off. And yet you stay a little longer, telling yourself it might change. Maybe it's because of everything that's already been shared. The time, the memories, the effort that went into building something. It can feel like leaving would erase all of that. Like it would mean it didn't matter in the first place. And that thought alone can be heavy. This is something many people don't notice. There's a quiet pull to continue, simply because you've already come this far. Not because it feels right now, but because it once did. There's a name for this pattern, often talked about in decision making. It's called the sunk cost fallacy. It's the tendency to keep investing in something because of what's already been given, even when the future doesn't feel the same. And this isn't just about money or time. It can show up in relationships in subtle and emotional ways. Moments where leaving feels harder than staying. Not because staying feels good, but because leaving feels like loss. And this is where it becomes difficult. Because the heart doesn't measure things the way logic does. It remembers how things used to feel. The laughter, the closeness, the small moments that once felt easy. And it holds on to those, sometimes more tightly than the present. So even when something feels unfulfilling now, there's still a part of you that hopes it might return. That maybe this is just a phase. That maybe it can be what it used to be. But there's something deeper here. It's not just about the relationship itself. It's about what it represents. The meaning attached to all that time and emotion. Because letting go can feel like admitting something didn't work out. And that can feel personal. Even though it isn't. Many people find themselves thinking, if I just try a little more, maybe it will feel right again. If I leave now, all those years will be wasted. And those thoughts can feel very real. Very convincing. But they come from a place that values what was. More than what is. This is something many people experience without realizing it. The past quietly influencing the present. The investment shaping the decision. Even when the feeling has shifted. And sometimes, it's not just time that holds people in place. It's the effort. The compromises made, the patience shown, the things endured. All of it can start to feel like something that needs to be justified. Like it has to lead somewhere meaningful. Otherwise, what was it all for? And that question can feel uncomfortable. So instead of facing it, people often stay. Not because they don't see what's happening, but because leaving feels heavier than staying. And this is where it becomes even more subtle. Because staying can start to feel like the safer choice. Familiar even if it's not fulfilling. Predictable even if it's not peaceful. There's something about the known that can feel easier to hold on to. Even when it doesn't feel quite right anymore. And at the same time, the unknown can feel uncertain. Open, undefined, a little intimidating. So the mind leans toward what it already understands. Even if the heart feels unsure. But there's something deeper here too. It's the hope that things can still change. That effort will eventually bring things back. That what was once good can be good again. And hope can be a powerful thing. It can keep people holding on longer than they expected. Waiting, trying, believing. Not because they are unaware, but because they care. And caring can make decisions more complicated. Because it's not just about logic anymore. It's about emotion, memory, meaning. All woven together. So even when something no longer feels aligned, walking away doesn't feel simple. It can feel like stepping away from a version of life that once felt right. And that's not easy. This is something many people don't talk about. How difficult it can be to separate what was from what is. To see something clearly without the weight of the past. But slowly, sometimes quietly, a realization can begin to form. That staying isn't always about the present. Sometimes it's about honoring what's already been given, even when the present feels different. And noticing that can shift something. Not in a dramatic way, but in a gentle, thoughtful way. A kind of awareness that doesn't rush or force anything. Just observes. Just understands. That the time, the effort, the memories. They were real. They mattered. but they don't have to decide what comes next. And this idea can feel unfamiliar at first, because it asks you to see things as they are now, not just as they once were. It invites a different kind of perspective, one that isn't about losing what's been built, but about noticing where you are, right here in this moment. And that can be a quiet turning point. Not an action, not a decision, just a shift in how things are seen. A gentle clarity that sometimes continuing isn't about love or commitment alone. Sometimes it's about the weight of what's already been given. And recognizing that doesn't make anyone wrong. It doesn't mean anything was wasted. It simply reflects how human decisions can work, how the past can shape the present, in ways that aren't always obvious. And once that's seen, even softly, something begins to feel a little lighter. Not because everything is clear, but because there's a deeper understanding of why staying can feel so compelling, of why leaving can feel so heavy, and of how both can exist at the same time. So if you've ever found yourself holding on, even when something feels off, you're not alone in that experience. Many people move through moments like this, quietly, thoughtfully in their own time. And sometimes just seeing it clearly is enough to begin a new kind of awareness. Not a decision, not a conclusion, just a gentle understanding that what's ahead doesn't have to be defined by what's already passed. And maybe in that space, there's room to see things a little differently, a little more clearly. And sometimes letting go isn't about losing. It's about seeing what's true right now,